Now, two guys just lucky enough to be collecting a paycheck. Here are the voices of the Condors, Ryan Holt and Kevin Bartle.
Big smiles.
Do you really just tell us to have big smile?
Smiles.
Like I have anything other than a big smile on
Let's
my
throw
face.
something in Holt's head right before he goes on camera. Big smiles, everybody. That's Chris McCullough doing a great job producing today's show. Well, he's only 7 seconds in, it says on my clock over here.
He hasn't screwed up yet.
Yep.
Even though we still can't get him to put the names under the actual
Oh, there
people.
we go. Where's mine now?
Yeah, I know, but when Ryan Holt was up, it was still down there. You're going to throw everybody off.
This is broadcast professionalism, guys.
I'm gonna look off camera this entire segment. I think. Yeah, we're not even gonna. We're just gonna look at ourselves on the.
I'm going to look at camera 5.
Which camera are we on? Camera 3? Okay, yeah. All right, we're on camera 3. Welcome inside Condors Unleashed, everyone, here in the Dignity Health. Here in the Dignity Health Studios, Ryan Holt and Kevin Bartle. Glad you could take your lunch and spend it with us. Hope you're enjoying your lunch. We'll eat some Mountain Mike's Pizza later on the program. And
Can't wait.
a lot of fun. A lot of fun for this show. I don't know if you heard, a lot of stuff has happened over the last week. So much so that the purchase of the Condors by the Edmonton Oilers isn't even a top story here this week in Condorstown come this Wednesday. Why?
Old news.
It's old news. That was 6 days
Old
ago.
news.
We're on to new and bigger and better things. Not that the Oilers aren't big. Please, I want a job still.
Well, I'm not doing the show by myself, so I don't think you're going anywhere.
That's the only reason why I'm staying on. No, we got a fun show planned for you here this afternoon. Looking forward to this weekend. We've got Cemetery Plot giveaway on Friday. We've got Lakers versus Clippers basketball giveaway for the first 2,000 fans on Saturday. So a lot of fun to be had this weekend in Condorstown. We've got Condors defenseman and California native Joe Marciano on the show as well.
And we will find out if he's related to Rocky.
Is he
Marciano.
related to Rocky Marciano?
We'll
How
ask
did he
him.
get his hockey start? We have all these questions, and we'll get answers.
I mean, if he was related to Rocky Marciano, I would think he would have more penalty minutes.
I would think so.
Just a thought.
Yeah. We'll also have Condors head coach Troy Mann on the show. And, Barts, we're going to talk about the uglies. And we'll have Troy Mann explain
Great.
exactly what the uglies are.
I mean, you're percolating my interest here.
Yeah.
What could the
what
uglies
are the
be?
uglies? Yeah, except for my sweater last week.
Well, I think that might
I
have
thought
been
that
an
was your
ugly.
line coming up.
Maybe we should have him give out good, bad, and the uglies every show.
On the show.
Well, he could do that.
We'll sit down with Troy Mann. And then in our final segment, we'll make some picks and for the record with Condors team president Matthew Riley, who is in a lot better mood this week now that this sale has gone through and he can openly have some fun anymore.
There's still a lot of work left to be done for Mr. Riley, but we're dragging him into the studio.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. And he'll make some picks. We'll talk about the sale as well and what it means for Bakersfield and what it means for hockey in Condorstown. But overall, I think the positive news that we've gotten over the past week, overwhelming majority of our fans and those both in Condorstown. And what we've realized, Barts, is we don't have fans just in Condorstown now. The Condors certainly have fans around the country, in Canada, and all around the world.
Well, I don't think we're to the point yet where it feels like we're part of a system, part of the Oilers family just yet. But, all indications are that this is a great move here in Bakersfield and great news for Condors fans. And, we'll talk more with Matt about that later on.
And we made the playoffs, everybody. Congratulations. We're in the playoffs.
No free tickets next year.
No free tickets for any of you. Yeah.
Not that
we had a plan all along.
I think it's
No,
kind
I'm
of
just
a
kidding.
moot point right now. I mean, I don't really think that, the way the Condors have been playing, nobody's really kind of brought that up even.
It wasn't
lately.
like we were battling for that ninth or the 8th and 9th spot. That was way in the rearview mirror.
Way in the rearview mirror.
I mean, Vegas, they still have to get 11 points to pass the now defunct San Francisco Bulls. Will they get those in the second half? These are questions that can
We'll
only
see.
be answered when the games are played.
Speaking of news.
Yeah. I was wondering if you're going to roll into it.
Well, I was going to. You said there's been so much news, but you kept talking, so I couldn't use the segue. So I'll steal it now. Speaking of news,
Yes, Bartle.
it's time for Holty's headlines. Ba 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 ba. It's good.
All right. See, now I'm back. I'm further back from the camera. I like this. This is a lot better. I have a lot of pieces of paper.
You're like a real newsman.
Yeah, watch this. Watch what I'm about to do. First off, the recap. Condors on the road last weekend. 1-1-1. Lost the opener in Utah. Shootout loss on Saturday in Utah. Dramatic victory, which we'll get to in just a few moments, in Idaho on Sunday afternoon. And leaving the Steelheads with a bad taste in their mouth. All right, moving on. See, that was quick. Boom. San Francisco folded. R.I.P. Bulls.
They ceased operations.
Oh, hold on. They ceased operations. They folded. No more games against San Francisco. The Condors had 7 games planned on the docket against the San Francisco Bulls. Holty, how are these games going to be made up? Let me tell you.
Are they canceling all of them, Ryan?
They're canceling none of them, Bartle.
Oh,
what other
I
questions
see.
do we have? There's question number 1. Number 2, I guess, would be, Holty, is there going to be a game next Tuesday when the Condors play at home? My answer? Yes, there will be. We're going to play the Stockton Thunder next Tuesday. Just released the revised schedule, and as you can see with the headline, revised schedule announced. No home dates changed. None.
None. 0.
If you have a pocket schedule, if you have your schedule at home and you see Condors are at home, they are. Just when you come to the rink and you don't see San Francisco, don't be surprised.
Maybe we should make the other teams wear the Bulls jerseys for those games.
Yeah, so some other home dates that have at least changed opponents, I should say. Saturday, February 8th, we're playing Ontario. On the 22nd, we're playing Vegas. On March 18th, we're playing Vegas again. On the March 22nd, we're playing Ontario. And on a Friday, April 11th, we're playing Stockton at home. Now, if you go and look at your revised schedules that we just sent out, get them all at home, everybody. There's 3 things I wanted to tell you about this schedule. First off, Condors don't add any more trips to Stockton.
That's nice. Bravo.
Yes.
Which is a miracle. I consider that's a borderline miracle.
I want to thank Jeff Savatsky, Joe Babick, Joe Ernst, Brian McKenna, Ryan Cralin, Todd Merton, everybody. Anybody in that ECHL league office that didn't have us going to Stockton.
The guy that they keep in the basement that calculates the schedule by hand.
Arthur. I felt bad for Arthur this week. Yeah. We got a crowd, yeah.
The applause.
No trips to
The crowd
Stockton.
goes wild.
All right, what does this mean, though? The Condors now have a 3-3 on March 21st to the 23rd. We'll be in Ontario that Friday, at home against Ontario on that Saturday, and then in Las Vegas on that Sunday. It was just a 2-game set, now a 3-game set in 3 different cities. So certainly it's going to happen when the schedule does change like that. And it, goes against the Condors. I think that week begins their busiest week of the end of the season here with 5 games in 8 days. So all in all, the Condors made out pretty good in this schedule. And not a bad deal. So the schedule doesn't change at home. Come to the rink. All the promotions are going to stay the same. Undy Sunday is still on. We're still playing Las Vegas. It's going to be a lot of fun. Third thing you need to know is every team's going to make the playoffs in the Western Conference. And the seeding, top seeds, Brabham Cup winners, those will be decided by win percentage. Bartz, can you explain win percentage, please?
Win percentage in hockey. Here's how you do it. Okay, because it's not like baseball.
No.
There's not just wins and losses. There's also overtime losses and shootout losses.
Of course.
So what you do is you take the number of games a team has played, you multiply it by 2.
That's how many points you can get from a game.
That's how many potential points you would have if you went 72-0.
Yeah.
Right? You take the points that the team has now and you divide it by the total possible points. And they're doing it like this because a couple of teams will only play 71 games, not 72. So instead of 144 potential points, be 142 potential points.
The teams that only play 71 games, I have them. I know this. Alaska, Colorado, Utah, and our good friends down in Ontario. There you go. They only have 71 games this year. Merry
Real
Christmas.
easy. Real easy, man.
Happy holidays. Moving on. Dramatic finish this past week on Sunday in Idaho. Condors trailed 1-0 with 3 minutes remaining, but ended up winning the game 3-1. And it was so dramatic that we want to play the highlights for you from the Idaho Steelheads and our good friend and good broadcaster, Will Henneke.
I hope he's listening.
On the left wing side to Shaver in the circle. Creeping in, it's Broda. Shot, big save. Nagel circle that one. Steelheads trying to clear, unable to. Bergdorfer is softened up.
We know Will is a friend of the program.
Will is a friend of the
We
program.
know he watches because every time I say him selling my Steelhead stock, he sends me a nasty
Don't talk too loud or you won't hear the Condors score.
Sorry. Side. Wall will creep in. Backhand shot. It might have gotten Brossois right in the chest.
He's a good radio guy. He's great. He's a good broadcaster.
Started to chase, but DeCastroza goes instead
Ooh,
to Darrow.
nice hit.
Runs into Bergdorfer.
Bergie didn't like that too.
Bergie, watch this.
And it's cleared. Now we got Bergdorfer trying to rag on Charlie.
Bergie needs to do that once every game. Grab somebody by the collar and just kind of rag him around.
Tommy Grant, high slot into the off the glove, and Brossois over the net. Cullity with it on the left wing side, dumps it in deep. Rolls around behind Bergdorfer. Tommy Grant after it, and that is how
Bergie's still aggravated.
Now Elbrecht.
I like
Bergdorfer
angry
will tie
Bergie.
up, coming in as well for that McGuire. Now we have Michael
see the
Neal tied up with Elbrecht.
B-hooded
Back
sweatshirt
to
in the
five
background.
side.
That's Condors season ticket holder Rich Flying.
A big save.
I think
How
I
did
might
he
have
get
hit
those great
crossbar.
seats?
Loose out towards Spike.
go
Here
on the
comes
road.
Spike.
He knows.
On one into the offensive zone. Tees up a big blast, and he scores!
So a huge goal for the Idaho Steelheads as called by Will Henneke. They lead 1-0.
Game's wrapped up.
Games wrapping
They got
up.
it.
Send it home. We're on a
Just like
Sunday.
me with 8 minutes left, turn off the radio.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a moment.
Fight will chase.
The Condors had chances, though, and they dominated the third period.
Had a chance to pinch and run up the wall. Coming in, Broda, a shot. That one goes right into the breadbasket. But as of yet, the Steelheads.
And then eventually tied it up. Pay attention, folks.
Knakstad has a man open in front, out front, Broda. He'll score. Got a piece of it now. Bowman. His
Now watch
shot
how
goes
dramatic
into
this
off
finish is
Spike's
right here.
ankle. Second attempt, redirected to score. Comes loose, and now Knakstad.
Did we score?
What happened?
Down all by himself. The Condors have scored 3 goals in the last minute and a half, and they're
Sounds
gonna
like we
steal
stole
one
Will's
from
candy
the
or
Idaho
something.
Steelheads
I know.
tonight,
He's-
and the
he's not a
crowd
happy
is
man.
starting to head for the
He
extras.
might have gone home and beat his dog that night. I don't know.
I feel bad for Will. My call was a little more happy.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Condors a 3-1 over Idaho. I know it says Condors finished the road trip 1-2. Technically 1-1-1. 3 points out of 6 on the road. That's the win percentage. So we would have
spoke
been
too soon on Chris.
500
Spoke
this
too
weekend.
soon.
500 this weekend.
500. 1, 1, and 1.
1-1-1.
They had
is
a
500.
potential 6 points. They took 3, and there you have it.
All right,
500.
moving on here in Holty's headlines. Goalie swap. Well, we get the wins and losses. Again, it was more losses than wins early on in the year, and now we've moved into more wins than losses. And I know it says 6-6, but 4 of those came in overtime or a shootout, thus making it 6-2 really, or points in 10 out of 12.
Yeah, 6-2-4.
Not bad at all. All right, moving on. Goalie a swap. Chet Pickard is back in Bakersfield. Tyler Bunz is up in Oklahoma City. See what we did there? Pickard comes down. Bunz goes up. Brossois still here. Very simple. All right, moving on. These are great Holty's headlines. Tip of Condors last night. What a great night it was. $1,200 for that quilt, blanket, scarves, everything.
It was modeled on the show last week.
Modeled on the show last week. Went for $1,200 in auction last night. And you get some looks at some of the guys at their best. Nicholas Tremblay, Matt Thurber, handing out some early salads to the customers. And they did a great job. There's a guy who's going to be on the show later today, Joe Marciano. He's got a nice steak, I think that was, with the mashed potatoes and
Sure
the
looks
vegetables.
tasty.
He's getting set to deliver those. And guys delivered drinks, food, everything the whole night. And then at the end of the evening, after the auction and everything, Joel Broda thanked Condor staff, Firehouse staff, where the event was, and also the Kern County Shrine Club for their help in setting this event up. And, of course, all the donations and all the money raised going to the Kern County Shrine Club, all benefiting children. And really a great night. I've been here for 3 Tip of Condors. This was my favorite one.
Was it?
Yeah, and there wasn't any rookie dancing and stuff.
What
rookie
about you?
singing.
Did you dance?
I didn't dance. Ryan Little tried to get me into a dance, but didn't happen. Jordan Kanak said, if you're wondering, was the player who collected the most tips for the evening. Get this, Barts. $435.
It's not a bad night's work.
It's not bad. It was a battle between he, Gary Steffes, Matt Thurber, and then jumping in late because he got a $200 tip at the end of the night, Eric Bergdorfer.
Yeah.
He came in with the clothes. He knew what he was doing.
That
He's been
happens a
through
lot.
this before.
That happens a lot. I've seen this a lot. You know, the guys go through, they're waiting on their table all night long. They don't get a single dollar. Then at the end of the night, boom, 200.
And in all these pictures, you see the Condors modeling their black jerseys, which leads us to our next story. The black jerseys are going to be worn at home. Why is this the case, Bartle?
Because we're post All-Star break. And
But we
they
didn't
do the
have an
jersey
All-Star
flip.
game, Bartle.
There still was a break.
Okay.
It's in the CBA.
Yeah.
So we flip it. It's the unofficial start of the second half of the season, and the teams will wear their colored jerseys on home ice now.
So we'll wear our black jerseys now at home, which means the road team will wear their white jerseys. So we're very NHL right now for the end of the year. Home teams will be in their dark jerseys, road teams in their white sweaters, and maybe we'll even bust out the B jersey later this year. You never know.
Don't get crazy.
You never know. Speaking of which, Baby Cal and Slapshot will have special jerseys starting this weekend as well. They'll be in the black jerseys.
It's about time.
That's not bad. All right, coming up this weekend, Condors and the Utah Grizzlies. Friday night, of course, is the Historic Union Cemetery plot giveaway. Everyone in attendance will have a chance to win it for a lifetime and your post-lifetime. We hope for no sudden death. Saturday night, Lakers versus Clippers basketball giveaway. First 2,000 fans 17 and under. Whichever team runs out first will take home the city favorite title. All right, that's a look at Holty's headlines. I just saw Troy Mann and Joe Marciano walk in.
They're
we'll
here.
get to Condors head coach Troy Mann in our video breakdown. We'll talk about what exactly isn't ugly. Next on Condors Unleashed, live from the Dignity Health Studios inside the Bakersfield, California. Stay tuned.